Hi, my loves. Welcome to your weekly Oracle messages and 7-day Tarotscope. Sorry I missed you all last week. It was busy, but I also ended up going live on Instagram. So if you weren't able to check that out, head over to my Instagram at The Mystic Model and you can see the replay of our live session from last week. So let's go ahead and get into this. We're going to be taking a look into, I'm checking out my calendar, for the dates of February 13th through the 19th. We'll see what's going on for this upcoming week. Valentine's week. Happy V-Day to those that are celebrating. You know, whether you're coupled, single, does not matter. Like, I actually had a really good time with my friends last night. We had a little Galentine's workshop that was super cute. Here, I'll show you my floral arrangement. Shout out to Nourish Botanica. Just the cutest. I can't see it all, but it's really cute. I know. The girl got skills. So we had fun creating our Valentine's Day themed bouquets. So tonight I'm actually going to dinner with Bae. So I hope you guys have fun celebrating, you know, friends, with your lover, with your family, you know, whoever that may be. So let's go ahead and get into it. Today I want to start off with the African Goddess Rising Oracle cards here. We'll choose one goddess to see, you know, who is trying to connect with us in this upcoming week. What energy is in store for us here in this upcoming week, February 13th through the 19th. Remember, these are general readings, so take the messages that apply, leave the ones that do not. Check out the timestamps below if you just kind of want to click around and get through the reading. You're more than welcome to do that. All right, so Spirit, let's see what we got going on here this upcoming week for my YouTube collective. This week's energy. All right. Ooh, we have Aizan, miracles. Okay. So this may be a pretty miraculous week for some of you. I'm getting, especially for those of you that may be feeling a little down, feeling like life just hasn't been going your way as of late. There could definitely be some sort of miraculous turnaround that you're experiencing. I'm getting something significant about the color white as well. Some of you may want to wear the color white. It is a color of purity. So, you know, some of you may need to kind of be cleansed in some type of way. I even just heard white bath, okay? For those of you that like spiritual baths. I'm also getting like cascadia could be something that you kind of incorporate into your upcoming week. You can use it to kind of like adorn different parts of your body to help it cleanse your energy, okay? So yes, something about white for some of you. Let's see, I want to read from the booklet to just get a little more insight on Aizan. Okay, so Mambo Priestess Aizan is the wise Haitian Loa, queen of the market, riches, and sacred initiations. Respects her as the highly venerated spirit of the first priestess. Her guidance is that you are a magnet for miracles. You are a miracle. What if you truly allowed yourself to believe? Wait, what if you truly allowed yourself to believe? All things are possible. Dare to dream bigger. You claim you want miracles, but you take an "I'll believe it when I see it" approach. What if you will see it after you believe it? Believe that you deserve to be, do, have the world you want for yourself. You can be true to yourself, do what awakens your soul, and have your desires. This is life's miracle. If you haven't witnessed your miracle yet today, ask for it and allow it in. So the affirmation that we can use to kind of activate this energy of miracles in our life is, my life is full of miracles, okay? So for those of you that feel like, what miracles? What are you talking about, girl? Like, well, maybe you need to start speaking in the language of miracles. Maybe that's not a word that you use too often in your, you know, everyday speech and whatnot. So every day, okay, I want you to get up in the morning and, you know, I don't know, when you're in the mirror brushing your teeth or something like that, Look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, my life is full of miracles, okay? I really love that energy. The number 42 is on this card as well. That may be significant for some of you. In numerology, that would add up to a 6. So 6 is a number of like this feminine energy, nurturing, care, kindness, compassion, healing as well. I'm hearing healing waters. All right. So I did say something about a spiritual bath for some of you that you may be taking. That's going to like open up some doors for you as well. Some of you may be connecting with like a priestess of some kind who may be kind of guiding you through some ritual of some sort that is going to open up these miracles in your life. Especially the 6. I love the 6 because it's shaped like a pregnant woman. Like, you know, you see the little circle there is like her belly poking out. So for some of you that may want to have children, and maybe that's been a struggle for you, maybe the doctors told you you would never have children. But even with this, you know, believe in the miracles, because I'm seeing the pomegranate at her feet, which is a symbol of fertility. So for those of you that have been struggling within that realm, Ayi-san definitely wants to help you open up some doors. Ooh, this is very nice. So let's go ahead. And even when we're talking about fertility, it doesn't have to be, you know, physical, like I want to have babies. For some of you, this is fertility when it comes to your business, when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your relationships, where you feel like you are overflowing with these things in your life that maybe you're feeling like you're lacking at this time. Okay. So, oh, beautiful. I just heard you are not without. You are not without. So whatever it is that you do feel like, I don't have this, I am without, what are you talking about? You really need to change your language. You need to talk about it like you have it already. Okay, so let's see what else is going on. I'm going to shift into the Work Your Light Oracle cards. See what we got going on. What else is here? Something about the colors white and gold for you. The pomegranate being significant. Hibiscus may also be significant for some of you. It's flower. We have Rama. Where are you being called to journey to? Now, some of you, this may literally be a physical destination that you're feeling called to like travel to. You want to take a vacation. For some of you, you may feel like, I want to move, like, you know, to this completely different place. Go for it. You know, Ayi-san can definitely be opening up some doors for you unexpectedly. Some of you may not have even been considering moving or anything like that, but this week it kind of brings in some type of door that's opening and you're just like, oh wow, I never considered moving there, but you know, there's a really good opportunity, and I mean, I don't really have anything tying me down here, so why not, you know? So some of you could definitely find yourselves expanding beyond where you currently are residing. And like I said, for some it could just be like a vacation, something a little more temporary. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to do with like a vacation destination or somewhere that you want to live. This could also be kind of like a goal in your life, like, you know, what do you want to accomplish in your life? So that too is something to consider here in this upcoming week. I'm seeing like is it called Stonehenge or something like that? So this could have a lot to do with some of like the sacred sites around the world. I heard sacred portals. Some of you need to go to a sacred portal, and that's going to activate the miracles in your life. I went to Tulum. This was, man, a few years ago, but I think prior to the pandemic. Yeah, it was prior to the pandemic. Me and my boyfriend went, and we got to explore some of like the ruins. And it was really, you could like feel the energy there. Even my boyfriend was saying like, wow, like this is very potent. Like you can definitely feel it. So wherever it is, that you may be feeling called to, it's for a reason. There's like some sort of sacred site or portal there that is going to activate some miracles in your life. Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? For some of you, your soul is calling you to travel. Your soul is calling you to move. Your soul is calling you to really start pursuing whatever this goal is of yours that maybe you feel is really out of reach. Maybe you feel like, oh my gosh, there's no way that's going to happen without some sort of divine intervention. Come on, you're literally like, Spirit loves to do that. That's literally part of why Spirit exists, is to position you into places that you can't necessarily get to on your own. All right. So, I really like this. This is nice. That's so interesting. Answer the call. I usually don't like pick up on that as literally like as answer the call, but for some of you, I'm getting there's a phone call that's literally coming through here this week. Answer it. It's from a number. You don't have it saved in your phone. Answer it. Right? Yeah, that's going to be really interesting for some of you. For some of you, you may be taking your spiritual practice further, deeper. Some of you may be getting initiated into some sort of lineage or spiritual practice, some sort of traditional practice of some sort. Definitely getting initiation for some. Beautiful. And then we have Mintaken, longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. Some of you, the miracles that you want to experience in your life are related to your connections and your community. Some of you may feel like, oh, I'm kind of a lone wolf out here. Like nobody really understands me. I don't really feel like I fit in. I'm really different. And I won't say all of that's true. You are different, I'll say that much, but you're not alone. And there are people in the world that will understand you. There are people that are, just as weird, quirky, different, whatever you want to call yourself as you, okay? For some of you, these are connections with people that you know them like from many lives ago. I'm getting that, whoever these people are that you're connecting with, I was hearing ancient souls, okay? So you guys may be ancient souls. You've been here for a while. You've existed in other realms and dimensions together. And maybe within this specific realm, we've got a mermaid here. So some of you, if you feel like you resonate really heavily with mermaids, even if you just like, oh, I've always been like really attracted to them, or shit, I don't know, I like the Little Mermaid or something. Like I know for me, like sometimes I wish like I was a mermaid because I love the water. And I'm seeing the water as being something very significant. Like in all of these cards, there's water. She's kind of like wading in the water here off in the corner. There's some water in this one as well. And then of course on this card with the mermaid, there's water, okay? So something about the spiritual bath. Oh, look, it's coming through here. But yes. Very old souls, advanced souls that are meant to be in these positions of kind of like spiritual leadership, all right? For the newer souls here, for the babies, all right? Everybody is on their own unique journey, right? Not all of us have been here that long. You know, some people, they fresh with it. Whether this is their first lifetime here, maybe they just lived a few, but I'm getting for, you know, the people that I'm talking to, you've been here for a while. A very long time. I just heard primordial. We have empowerment coming through from the Spellcasting Oracle cards. So yes, like you trusting in your calling, trusting in your soul's guidance, that is what is going to empower you. There could be something significant about the next full moon that we have, which will be a full moon in Virgo. That won't be until March, okay? So something between now and March may be taking place for some of you. Like I said, where the miracles are happening in a certain area of your life. You walking this path, it may seem foreign to you. It's not. It's not. I'm getting, it's not foreign. You've done this before, okay? I kid you not. I can't make it up. Friendship. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I love this so much. For some of you, this is underneath Answer the Call. I'll try to remember to take a picture of the spread and post it so you guys can actually, you know, see it. But the friendship card is underneath the Answer the Call. What is your soul calling you to do? And for some of you, your soul is calling you into your community. All right. It's like a lone wolf, which, you know, lone wolves is not really a thing. They're usually in a pack. But it's like maybe a lone wolf that has gotten stranded or kind of lost its family or something like that. And it's wanting to connect with others, but it's like you've got to kind of howl at the moon like a wolf. And I'm not saying you literally have to do that, but it's like you have to really like show up. You have to really like be, you got to embody who you are. You have to express who you are out into the world, and the right people are going to gravitate towards you the more you are embodying your soul's essence. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. So for some of you, like, this is miraculous turnarounds when it comes to the area of friendship for you. Maybe you have experienced some betrayal, some disappointments, letdowns, heartbreaks, you know, conflicts even within friendships, which is normal, right? Just we as people, we're not always going to get along. We're not always going to be on the same page as other people. That doesn't mean that we just have to completely write somebody off and, oh, just don't fuck with them. I'm just going to cut them off because we had a disagreement or because we don't see things exactly the same. I get that for some of you, this is the lesson that you're needing to learn here, and maybe not being so quick to like kind of cut somebody off, you know, for maybe one offense or something very minor, and maybe something that isn't meant to be taken as personally either. All right. I know, look, I'm talking to myself here as well. I used to be the cutoff queen. Like, you pissed me off. Bye. I don't want to deal with you anymore. But I have been learning here, like really in like these past couple of years, I'd say a little longer than that, just how to really embrace healthy conflict. It is a thing within any kind of community, whether it's within your friendships, whether it's within your family, whether it's with your partner, whether it's at the workplace. You know, it's about, okay, how can we, you know, meet in the middle? And it's not so much about who's right. You know, there seems to be more of a focus on just gaining understanding of each other and, you know, each other's different experiences, each other's different perspectives. That is really what matters the most here. I'm seeing this face like a goddess energy, like these girls are coming together to like, even to just honor like femininity, the divine feminine, all right? Is something that I'm getting. Yeah, women's empowerment. So some of you may be a part of some group where you are like feeling empowered by being amongst other women, or maybe that's some type of work that you want to get into as well. I don't know if any of you have read Women Who Run with the Wolves. It is literally like one of my favorite books, probably in my top 5. I've got like 100 pages left. I've been avoiding it because I actually don't want it to end. But it is so good. It just like speaks to the deepest crevices of my soul. And I feel like all women need to read that book. So if you have heard about it, in passing, someone has told you to read it, here's your confirmation. Go and get that book and begin your journey with that, because it is very, very empowering. And it does emphasize the importance of friendships, community, and sisterhood, with other women. All right. We need that. That is nourishing for us on a soul level. So we also have this answers card that's coming out here. So for some of you, you're going to start to receive more clarity. And it's honestly through the connections that you're building, or that you already have around you. Some of the confusion, the doubt that you may have, sometimes it's in just talking to a friend where they can offer some insight, and it literally just makes like a light bulb switch on, like, oh my gosh, I never thought about it like that. That is literally what friends are for. That's literally what our relationships are for, right? The people in our lives, they too are vessels of the divine. So they are able to, channel their wisdom through them and to us, if we're willing to receive that. So I get, for some of you, if you've been kind of in a dark place, a little cloudy, not really sure what's going on, maybe opening up. This doesn't mean you got to open up to everybody, because I get some of you may be a little shy or timid, or you've gone through, like I said, those past experiences and friendships. So you may have some trust issues as well. So it can make it a little harder for you to open up. And I totally understand that. I've been there myself. It's still something that I find myself having to work through. We can be a little more vulnerable here. So make that an intention of yours, is to be vulnerable with the people that you feel safe with. Okay. And if you feel like, I don't really have those people that I feel safe with, this is the miracle that is working in your life here, starting off this week. But like I said, something may kind of come full circle between now and the full moon in Virgo next month. Also the answers too, when we're talking about a full moons, they clarify, they illuminate what was hidden, what was in the dark, what was unknown. So look, if you're in that space right now where you're like, look, I have absolutely, oh my gosh, it's so windy outside. I have absolutely no idea what's going on. I don't know what direction I need to go in. I don't know what I need to be doing next. Some of you just gotta wait on it. Wait until this full moon, and that clarity is it's coming. It is coming for certain. Some of you are going to be receiving the answers as to why you have felt alone. Some of you have been trying to connect with people that just aren't, they're just not on your wavelength, right? And it doesn't mean like, oh, you're better than them or they're better than, that's not what I'm getting at here. But, we're all kind of vibrating, at a different wavelength, and it's important for us to connect with people that, may not have exactly the same wavelength, but more similar to ours, right? Some of you may have felt like, I'm hearing like forced connections, okay? Trying to be friends with people that really, they don't understand you, they wouldn't get you, you wouldn't even feel satisfied in those friendships. That's probably why you feel lonely. For some of you, these are literally friends that you have in your life, and you're wondering why you still feel alone. They're not your people, I'm sorry. And it doesn't mean that they're bad people, but they're just not your people. So some of you, especially with the new moon that we have coming up next Monday on the 20th, you may want to like set some intentions around connecting with community that is truly aligned with you, like on a heart and soul level. right? You want people that really, they can see like into your soul. They see you, they value you, they cherish you, they love you, they want to nurture you. Ooh, hello. Yeah, see, things have been a little confusing with this Seven of Cups. So I'm gonna put this back in the deck, but this just like flew out here. So as I was mentioning, some of you are kind of seeking those answers. Why do I feel alone amongst this group of people? Or why don't I have people in my life at all? Like, those answers are coming, okay? Or this might be the answer. Like I said, for some of you, you're just a very advanced soul. And you might be hanging around with a lot of baby souls. And that's not to say that you can't have relationships with people like that. But it might feel like you're almost kind of trying to teach them things when you could just be connecting with people that know the things that you know, right? Or have had some of the experiences that you've had. Ooh, okay, getting a little spicy here. I just heard basic bitch, okay? Like, some of you may have been trying to like fuck with some basic bitches. Sorry, like, do yourself a favor and don't, because you're not basic. You're not basic, you're miraculous. All right, that's like the complete opposite of basic. And, you know, I ain't trying to create no conflict or, you know, othering anyone, but it's important too that we see what really works with us and what doesn't. What's truly compatible? Who is truly compatible with us, right? And everybody isn't. Everybody's not going to be a match for you. It don't mean it's got to be any beef or anything like that, but it's just a recognition, like, yeah, you might be cool or whatever, but maybe I'm just gonna kind of keep you in the acquaintance box, and I'm gonna go over here with like these people because I feel like I can develop something a lot deeper with them. It's something like that, okay? I just heard we are family. So some of you, the friendships that you're coming into or that you have around you, soul family, okay? Like I was saying, you guys have lived many lives together. And this is not your first go around with each other. That's what like genuine soul recognition is. It's like, whoa, like I know you. And it's not to say that you don't still have to get to know people, because look, I know a lot of spiritual people, they be on the, ooh, I know you from a past life. Like, let's just dive right into this, you know, without taking the time to really learn each other. So yeah, don't do the whole bypassing thing. But it's also okay to recognize that, yeah, there's something here. You know, I do feel like we, you know, maybe had some past lives together. But yeah, like, take the time to nurture your connections. Take the time. Okay. All right, so let me get these cards out. Nice. And that Seven of Cups came out again, so it's a really important message here for sure. All right, so starting off with Monday, the 13th, we have the Emperor. This is beautiful. This is literally that energy of empowerment. Okay, remember this card. So this is you coming into your authority. Authority over your life, your destiny. And that is also going to help guide you, and I also heard protect you from people that don't need to be around you, at least not like super close to you. Like I said, it's okay to have acquaintances. You know, some people feel like everybody they meet has to be their best friend or something, and that's not always going to be the case. So just kind of know where to like kind of compartmentalize people and stuff like that. All right. Now this Emperor energy is about you having some sort of structure, order, discipline. This is that divine masculine energy that is popping up here. So some of you may need to kind of tap into that, especially on Monday. Maybe you need that sense of motivation to really get into your week ahead, to start things off on a good note, to you know, make sure that you're handling all your business, all your responsibilities. There may be a significant male figure on Monday. Sometimes this can be your partner, your husband, your father, a supervisor. This can be some sort of elder, you know, for those of you that may have like a spiritual mentor or something like that. But I am getting some sort of masculine energy that's coming through here as well. Or an Aries. Okay, that could be kind of activating this personal empowerment within you. We love to see it. We do love to see that. All right. So moving on next to Tuesday, the 20th, we have the Four of Cups. So this is what I was talking about. You may receive an offer, an invite, or something like that. Use discernment. You don't have to say yes to every invitation that comes your way. You know, I think some of you are getting to a point where you're starting to recognize, like I said, who you really want to be around, what kind of people you really want to be around, who you really feel connected to. Because with this Four of Cups, there may be a sense of boredom, apathy here, possibly with like your current circumstances. So some of you may actually need to say yes, especially if you find yourself kind of maybe being a little more introverted and no new friends types, right? And I get the sentiment, kind of, not really, but I feel like we can always make new friends. Of course, use your discernment there, but there could be an offer coming through on Tuesday. Oh, this is Valentine's Day as well, so I don't know if somebody wants to hang out with you, like let's go grab some drinks. For some of you, this may be a little more romantic, or someone's coming in like, hey, can I take you out on a date? Will you be my Valentine? I don't know why they're asking you on the day of, but whatever, you know, you'll kind of approach that how you feel you need to. For others of you, I'm hearing I'm sorry. So there could be someone that's kind of lonely on their end, and they're coming in like, you know, they're in their feelings and stuff. It's Valentine's Day, and I think they missing you or something like that. So, ooh, I just heard booty call, so be mindful of that. It's all right. Somebody may just be looking for a little affection or something, and then they're gonna be kind of like, all right, bye. So handle that as you will, right? For others of you, this is you just being bored, maybe with your day-to-day job circumstances, which is why that energy of Imrama is coming through. Where are you being called to journey to? What is your soul calling you to do? For some of you, this may be like this may literally be the miraculous opportunity or communication or something that's coming through here. And you may be looking at it like, I don't really see that as being much of anything. But you might be surprised to find out that this could be a lot better than what it may appear to be. Yeah, you know, appearances, they can be tricky, right? It might not seem like the greatest opportunity. Even if this is a person, you may just be like, I mean, I guess they're kind of cool or whatever. Like, I'm not really pressed. But, you know, this may be something that you need to explore. Because I do see you're a bit closed off here for whatever reason. Moving into Wednesday on the 15th, we have the Four of Pentacles. All right, so you got 2 4s in a row, the Four of Cups and the Four of Pentacles. Even looking at his body language, look how his arms are crossed. He's like, no, I don't want to take this opportunity, or I don't want to connect with this person. And even here, you know, his body language is kind of holding on to this little pentacle to where he's not allowing anything else in. It could be someone who's like very guarded, holding on. I'm hearing holding on to resentment. Maybe the very thing that is keeping you from nurturing the kind of connections and bonds that you really want to create. So you really need to ask yourself, how you might be being a little too stubborn, a little too rigid, a little too controlling there with that Emperor energy. There's something about you needing to let the energy flow. That would make sense why the element of water is coming through very strongly in the Oracle cards. Even as I mentioned, some of you need to take like a spiritual bath or something like that. Check out my shop. I have a black walnut spiritual wash, which is good for detaching from the past. It's like a good breakup type of bath, but also even friendship breakups, right? Those are things that can really kind of hurt us to the core, and they can keep us hung up to the point that we are not allowing ourselves to really experience the connections that we are meant to have. All right, so I get that some of you need to let go of some old stuff from your past. Some of you, I'm also getting that you may need to be a little more, I'm not saying to completely throw away your boundaries, but you may need to be a little more flexible. I am getting that someone's like, you're too rigid, and that may be why you're so lonely too. Because when you're too rigid, you kind of like isolate yourself. You know, no one really wants to deal with someone like that. I'm sorry, I'm just being honest. And look, you know, like I said, I'm talking to myself too, because I know there have been certain points within my journey that I was like way too stubborn and, oh, this just has to be my way. That's not how relationships work. You know, it's for you guys to kind of find that middle ground. So some of you do need to understand that like boundaries are not like defenses. It's not a fortress that you have there. And some of you, I'm getting that you kind of almost built up a fortress around yourself, and you're the only one inside of it. Now, on a more practical level, some of you might be tired of spending all this money, all these holidays. Like, it's like, damn, we just got through Christmas, then boom, here comes Valentine's Day. Like, can I get a break? So with this Four of Pentacles, this can be about you feeling the need to like reel it in on your spending. Okay, maybe you're like, all right, I'm gonna just save. I'm getting, for some of you, like for the next 4 weeks, maybe for the next 4 months, some of you are not going to be spending as much. You're going to be focusing a little more on saving, because some of you might be moving is what I'm seeing here. Okay, we like to see that. So moving on to Thursday, Thursday the 16th, we have the Hierophant. This is a card right in the middle of the spread here as well. Okay, this may be a teacher, an elder, a mentor, therapist for some of you. Maybe y'all need to go and talk to somebody, right? Somebody that may have a little more wisdom and experience than you as well. You know, sometimes we need to hear it from someone else to really understand things from a different perspective. Someone that we respect, right? I do see whoever this is someone that you have a lot of respect for. This could be someone even within the spiritual community that you really look up to. We have the energy of a Taurus that may be coming through for some. For others of you, the Hierophant can definitely represent work, okay, and some sort of like job offer or something like that. This is usually more of like the traditional line of work, so your 9 to 5 corporate type of gig. For some of you, there could be a new opportunity coming through with that. For others of you, where you're feeling really stifled in that kind of environment, trust that there can be miracles, miraculous turnarounds that can kind of position you to possibly pursue your dreams. If you have like a business or something for yourself, maybe things have been like really slow and you're like, look, I got to get this money, got to get back into this corporate grind. Some of you may have like a really cool opportunity that's coming through this week. It's like something is opening up a door for you, and you might not be in corporate for as long as you thought you would. Now, for others of you, for some people, this is a good fit for them. You know, everybody is not meant to be an entrepreneur. Everybody doesn't want to be an entrepreneur. Shit, look, I sometimes don't want to be an entrepreneur. I'm like, that shit is hard. Okay, it is not for the faint of heart, but I love to do what I love to do. So, you know, at the end of the day, you got to do what works for you. Some of you, this may very well be like that dream kind of corporate opportunity that you're getting that's really going to offer you a sense of stability, security. I'm hearing like, I don't know, a pension, retirement plan or something like that, where you can really plan for the future. The Hierophant is also a card of commitments, marriage. So some of you, I don't know if you're getting married or maybe you're having talks about that with your partner. I see like this may be the week where you're going to the courthouse and kind of doing all of that, but then, you know, you have the wedding later. Or some of you may just be having like a courthouse wedding there as well. Congratulations if that is the case. For some of you, this is that spiritual leadership that you are being initiated into. For those of you that are really like deep into your spiritual path, this is what's opening up for you. All right, where you might start working with an elder of some sort or mentor of some sort that's going to teach you what they know, right? So then you can teach others. That's one thing about the Hierophant. He is a teacher. I'm hearing each one teach one, right? So what you learn one day, you're going to be able to share with your godchildren, or, you know, the people that will look up to you as an elder or as a mentor, your students. Wow. This is powerful. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and move into Friday, the 17th. We have the Fool. So this is what I was talking about. Somebody is getting ready to move, okay? Or they're having a completely new beginning in a certain area of life. Some of you very well may be getting a new job opportunity, so congratulations. Others of you, I see you're ready to move forward without all of the baggage, especially some of that heavy resentment, bitterness, sadness, rejection, disappointment, whatever you have been experiencing here, particularly for some of you in the area of friendship. I see that you're moving forward with your heart wide open, ready to receive what the universe has in store for you. So there is a bit of you kind of taking a risk here, okay? Especially shifting from the Four of Cups to the Four of Pentacles, where you're kind of holding on to what's comfortable and what's familiar. And for some of you, you've been holding on to pain and disappointment and, you know, those heavier emotions. For you, that is familiar. But now with this Fool energy, you know, that's why he only has this little knapsack that he travels with. He's traveling light, right? He doesn't have all that extra weight on him. So this is what you're being invited to do here on Friday. The energy seems to kind of lighten up here quite a bit. This is one of the yellow cards in the weekly spread here. We've got another one coming up momentarily. But yes, like you're happy, you're excited, you're optimistic, you're ready to take on this new endeavor. Sure, I will say with the Fool, because he is the Fool. So there's a bit of innocence about him, maybe even being a little bit naive. but it really makes me think of that Bible verse, something about like only if you see things like through the eyes of a child or something, like that's when you can get into like the gates of heaven or some shit like that. Let me see. Look, don't quote me on that. I don't know the exact verbiage there. Let's see here. I'm gonna look it up. See through the eyes of a child. Okay, that's cute. Let's see here. Oh, just get to the quotes. I'm like, y'all got all this extra stuff. Okay, well, it's Luke 18:15 through 17. And of course, they don't just put it in here for whatever reason. I'm like, way to make it difficult, guys. But it's something about through the eyes of a child. Here, let me see if I click this, if it'll go to it directly. Look, I'm like, whoever wrote this, y'all need to work on y'all blogging skills. Luke 18:15 through 17. Okay, here we go. All right, people were also bringing babies to Jesus for him to place his hands on them. When the disciples saw this, they rebuked him. But Jesus called the children to him and said, "Let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of God belongs to such as these. Truly, I tell you, anyone who will not receive the kingdom of God like a little child will never enter it." Okay? So this is about you like going back to this really childlike space and innocence and faith in the impossible, in the unimaginable, in miracles, right? Because that's how kids think. They kind of have this fairy tale type of thinking about them, right? And it's not to say that there won't be little challenges or bumps along the road, like I was even saying with, you know, the friendship thing, or any relationship for that matter. There is going to be conflict. It's never just going to always be smooth sailing. You're not always going to see eye to eye because you're two different people. You know, the only way that you will never have conflict in a relationship is if you are with a carbon copy of yourself. And I'm sure there's not a duplication of you. So it's really important for you to, it's almost just like you're wiping the slate clean here. Wiping it clean. All right. That's why there's even like the white rose that he's holding in his hands, because white is that color of purity. And wasn't I talking about Aizan? There's something about the white, gold, pure. We have like yellow. So even like yellow could be a color that is significant for some of you as well. This is really cute. I love this. Some of you could be dealing with Pisces, Aries energy. The Fool can also be Uranus as well. So that can kind of be like Aquarius vibes, which, hey, we're in Aquarius season right now. So we'll be wrapping that up here this Saturday. Oh, look at that. And on Saturday, the 18th, the sun enters Pisces. And then we have the Seven of Cups, which is a very Pisces energy, okay? Head in the clouds, you know, very imaginative and, ooh, you know, what would this be like? You know, this is a really interesting time here where, you know, you are invited to kind of tap into your imagination and to consider all of the different possibilities, all of the different paths that you can take in your life. All right. I will say, you know, with every zodiac sign, there's a light side, there's a shadow side. Sometimes with Pisces, there can be a little element of delusion that's involved here. But, you know, I've heard some people say, like, you've got to be delusional to kind of manifest your dreams and things like that. So, you know, you kind of take that with a grain of salt or whatnot. But This is a time where, you know, you are dreaming up the impossible right now. And it might not be the best time, I will say, to like make any major decisions, at least on Saturday. You know, this is just a time to kind of consider all of your different options that may be available to you. Okay. Try to stay grounded as much as possible during Pisces season. It's very difficult. Pisces is known for its escapist tendencies. So this Seven of Cups can sometimes be you drinking, smoking, doing things that might be kind of altering your mind in some capacity to where you may not be seeing things as clearly as you could. Okay, so just kind of everything in moderation. Look, I ain't hating on the drink, on the smoke, because look, I like to do that too, but everything in moderation. Okay, and just work on staying grounded as well, so that you are making decisions from a empowered space. Okay. But yes, there may be some options, a lot of different options available to you here on Saturday, and you're just like, I don't know what direction to go into. So, you know, just kind of have fun, maybe exploring some of the pros and the cons of, you know, whatever the situation is at hand for you. Okay. So we end the week on Sunday, the 19th, with the Chariot. So there's two cards here that indicate a move of some sort. This is the second one, and it's ironically the Fool as well, both of these with a yellow background. So this seems like something that you're excited about, even if it's not a literal move, like you moving house, moving to a new job. There's movement where things have been really stuck and stagnant here with this Four of Cups and Four of Pentacles. So I think for some of you, this is going to be like, finally, about goddamn time, right? So some of you are like getting some news here on Sunday, and it's just like, all right, full steam ahead, let's go. It's time to make these moves. It's time to, you know, put these plans into action. Maybe you have, oh my gosh, that wind is vicious. Maybe you have come to a decision here with whatever this Seven of Cups is, and you kind of narrowed down like, you know, what your option is. And for some of you, you're like honing in on what is most realistic as well, because with that Seven of Cups, some of those options, they're not really rooted in reality. They're I'm hearing like a pain point or something like that. So it may be some type of unresolved emotional stuff that has you drawn towards something that is not really rooted in reality. So just be kind of mindful of that. Okay, I do feel like the answers are going to come for many of you through your connections with others, but also, like I said, over the course of, you know, this moon cycle, as we move to the full moon in Virgo, the answers will start to reveal themselves. But you do seem a lot more clear here. It's like you're honing in on, you know, your path, especially if you felt like you had like many different directions you could go in. You're like, nah, I know what direction I'm going in. I know what I got my sights set on, and I'm moving in that direction. It's like all parts of you are in agreement. A word is coming through, congruence. I don't know what that means. You know, I gotta look it up. Ooh, I like that. So that's congruence, is being in agreement or in harmony. And that's why the Chariot has the black and the white Sphinx, okay? Because they're opposites, but they're working together as one. So yes, oh my gosh. Oh, I love this so much. You are working together like as one, like in mind, body, spirit, subconscious, conscious, everything is like coming together. And this is going to help you achieve the progress, the forward momentum. In some cases, just the ability to move on from something that maybe, you know, it was more of a fantasy than a reality, okay? Or maybe sometimes this can even be, oh yes, cognitive distortions. When I first started therapy, she had me take this little assessment to determine like what my cognitive distortions were. Let's see here. Or even cognitive, okay, so cognitive dissonance, I feel like it's related to the distortions, but cognitive dissonance is defined as a mental conflict that occurs when your beliefs don't line up with your actions. It's an uncomfortable state of mind when someone has contradictory values, attitudes, or perspectives about the same thing. That is the 7 of Cups, okay? Let me look up the cognitive distortions because there's different types of distortions here. Okay, so the cognitive distortions are internal mental filters or biases that increase our misery, fuel our anxiety, and make us feel bad about ourselves, okay? And it's like, who wants to feel that way? I'm sure if you get online, even if you're not in therapy, you could probably take some sort of assessment and they will like help you pinpoint your cognitive distortions. So there's 15 of them. Let's see, where is this list at? Okay, so polarized thinking, that's like a very all or nothing, black and white thinking. Then we have mental filtering, basically just seeing things through a really like negative lens and never being able to see the positive in things. Then we have overgeneralization, experiencing like something that maybe was hurtful or traumatic and then assuming like, oh, this is just always gonna happen to me, or anytime there's a situation that's similar to this, this is how it's gonna turn out, just like that last time, right? The 4th one, jumping to conclusions. Okay, this is also called mind reading. This was one of my cognitive distortions. And I mean, isn't it funny because I'm literally like a tarot reader, psychic, and there's a very fine line there, you know, that even I've had to balance, where it's like, okay, like, is this my psychic abilities working, or is this my cognitive distortion kind of doing its thing? So kind of having to learn the difference. Catastrophizing, so like exaggerating things, you know, kind of blowing them out of proportion. Personalization, making everything about you, like, oh, you know, somebody didn't call you today and you're going like, oh my gosh, it must have been something I did, something I said, they don't really like me. Cut it out. That's not what's going on 9 out of 10 times. It's not about you. And I've had to learn that too, because that's something I still struggle with at times. And I just be reminding myself when I'm kind of going down that rabbit hole, like, it's not about you. It's not about you. You literally didn't do anything. And if you did, they would be an adult enough to tell you what you did, okay? The 7th one is blaming, okay? So always externalizing and, you know, they did this to me, like, then we have labeling, which is an extreme form of overgeneralization, assigning judgment to yourself or others based on one negative occurrence. So that's even like, that's funny. That's having like a bad experience with a certain zodiac sign and then swearing like, oh my gosh, all Aries are just terrible people. I will never fuck with Aries again. Like, that's what that's about, okay? The 9th one, always being right. No one is ever always right. Like, everyone's wrong at some point. If you feel like you've never been wrong, then that might be your cognitive distortion talking, okay? Should statements is number 10, okay? What somebody should do, or what they should have done, like, they shouldn't do that. Everybody's different, you know, everybody's not operating from the same space that you are, so you can't really kind of project your expectations onto everybody else, okay? Then we have emotional reasoning here. What is this? Whatever emotion a person's feeling during this must be, one's emotion is accepted as fact because all logical reasoning is blocked out. Emotions are very important, for sure, but they're not always rooted in the truth. They're not always rooted in reality. Once again, I know like it's a very fine line, and having to really learn like, okay, are my feelings really, you know, accurately portraying what's going on here, or is this just my cognitive distortion talking? Then we have control fallacies. Okay, so what is this? Cognitive distortion is defined by two beliefs: external and internal control fallacies. Okay, so this is kind of feeling like you don't have control over a situation, you have no power essentially. And then the internal aspect of that is feeling like you have complete control over everything and everyone around you, and you don't. Okay. Fallacy of change. This thought distortion assumes that others should change to suit your interests. That's not how relationships work. Like I said, like that would be the easy way in relationships, but it would also be the way that you're not going to experience any growth. You're just going to kind of stay the same throughout life. It's never going to challenge you to kind of think beyond your own perspective and your own experiences. Okay, so no, like it's not people's job to change just because you think they should. All right. Now, you know, I understand if somebody's like exhibiting some sort of abusive type of behaviors or something like that. That's different. We're not talking about that. Okay. We're talking about kind of lesser things. Okay. Moving on to the fallacy of fairness, assuming that all things in life should be applied and measured based on fairness and equality. Which, of course, you know, is a nice sentiment. Of course, we wish things would always be fair, but that's just not the reality either. You know, sometimes things are just not fair. Okay. And then 15, heaven's reward fallacy. Ooh. Based on the reasoning that you should be rewarded based on how hard you work. Oh, that's very interesting. So it's similar to the fallacy of fairness. We will be disappointed because most things in reality aren't fair. So even when it comes to, you know, and I hate to say it, sometimes like, you know, sometimes you will put in all that work, you'll bust your ass thinking you're about to get a promotion or something, and then it goes to someone that worked like not even half as much as you did. Okay, so that's just life. Sometimes it don't always work out, you know, the way that we think it should or the way that we want it to, but this is also a part of I feel like our training and being here on earth. You know, sometimes we have to go through those experiences. They do help us grow. They kind of strengthen us. It's almost like a muscle, like strength training. Okay. But it's like in a spiritual sense, in a psychological sense, you are being strengthened through these experiences. Okay. So I don't mean to like just hyper focus on negative things here, but it is something to just keep in mind that it's just kind of a part of the human existence. And for some of you with the 7 of Cups that have a hard time accepting that it's a part of this existence, you may find yourselves escaping a lot more than you probably should be. And then that's even further fueling the cognitive distortions as well. Sometimes you don't always get your way. We've all experienced that. I know how I have. And as much as I might kick and scream and throw temper tantrums, it just is what it is sometimes. So that's just a little brief breakdown of those cognitive distortions, because that's definitely what the 7 of Cups is giving me. So as far as zodiac signs that may be significant this week, I did mention Aries, Taurus, Pisces, Aquarius, and Cancer. Okay, so in honor of V-Day, I'm going to pull some relationship oracle messages for each of the elements. We'll start with air signs, then do water, fire, and earth. Okay, so let me give these cards a shuffle. These are the Price of Love oracle cards. See what's going on here for, this is Valentine's Day coming up, you know, so we're gonna see what's going on. So for what I say, air signs first. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, we have quality time, okay? So this week is about you spending quality time with your loved ones. Like I said, sure, that could be bae, that could be your friends, your family, shit, even quality time with yourself. If you feel like you've been super busy and you're kind of stretched thin in so many different directions, for many of you, this may be an opportunity to come home to yourself, okay? Although the number 12 is on here, 1 + 2 is 3. 3 is a number of collaboration, socializing, interacting with others. So I definitely see some of you spending quality time like with your friends or something. Moving on next to, I was gonna say Pisces, but technically water signs, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, we have surrender. So some of you, you're just like, look, you got it, hands off, like I'm just gonna let everything fall into place as it needs to, and I'm just gonna go from there, right? Some of you have been fighting something for a really long time and you're just like, fuck it, I'm not gonna fight it anymore. I'm waving my white flag, like, here, universe, you see my white flag, just take control, basically, is what I see for some of you. All right. Some of you, of course, you're a water sign, surrendering to your emotions, whatever it is you feel. Maybe you've been denying some of your feelings. Maybe you've been holding back certain feelings that you have. And now is the time to really embrace it. Embrace it all for what it is, okay? Some of you may be kind of trying to maybe have like a truce within a relationship or something. I like that, especially regardless of whatever kind of relationship is. It's kind of the energy of, all right, let bygones be bygones. It's water under the bridge. Let's move forward. We don't have to keep hashing this out type of thing. All right. Moving on next to fire signs. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, we have dream come true. So something you guys have been wishing for, praying for, hoping for, that miracle. Because I mean, this is a shooting star, right? Those aren't things that we necessarily see every day. I've seen about maybe 2 or 3 in my lifetime, and at some really significant moments too as well. It was really interesting. So yeah, I guess something is fated with the number 8 on here. Yeah, like it's destined, it's fated to be, for some of you, I don't know, it could be like within the next 8 days or something like that, is when this dream is coming true for you. Okay, I like it. I like it. And last but not least, earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, you have patience. All right. Slow your roll. I mean, you guys are good for patience too. Out of all of the elements here, you guys are like, okay, I can do that. It'd be different if I was telling fire signs or air signs to be patient. They'd be ready to beat my ass. But y'all are used to like the slow build here. So I think that's what's going on for some of you. You're being invited to, you know, just wait on it. Just wait on it. Okay. It's going to come at the perfect timing. The number 25 is on here. That may be significant. I don't know. Somebody could be turning 25 this year, but also 2 + 5 is 7. So there could be something within the next 7 days that is going to be moving forward for you. Okay. It's going to be good, you know, especially for those of you that are maybe waiting on that forward momentum, waiting on some communication, waiting on a sign, waiting on, you know, some answers here. Give it the next week, okay? And it should be coming in. All right, my love. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap up this reading here. I do hope you enjoyed this. Feel free to leave me a comment below. Let me know something, like drop me an emoji, something. I'm like, I be seeing y'all like the video. Let's go ahead, give me a comment, because that, you know, it boosts my video. It gets it circulating a little more. Don't be stingy with me. You know, the people need to see you, girl. Okay. Share it, you know, do what you need to do. I really appreciate it when you guys do those things. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But until next time, you guys, have a beautiful week ahead. Take care. Bye.